Hello and welcome everybody. This video today goes out to all the tourists. To all the people sitting at home wondering, should I come to Trinidad for carnival this year? Would I be safe? My answer to you might be very surprising, but Trinidad is still a relatively safe country despite all the negative media attention it has been getting for the crime situation. But you have to remember, during the carnival season is when police and army personnel presence are at its highest, so very little happens to tourists during that period. It's a short time, very little happens to tourists. Unless you go looking for trouble, there's a very little chance you would find any. But if it's first time you're coming, or you was here before and you want to come again and you're still skeptical, here's some advice that if you follow, your stay here should be without incident. I hope you enjoy. And this applies to both tourists and locals, doesn't really matter, it's just mostly common sense. Step 1. Always lime in groups. Most people do it over here. It's like a pack mentality. You see people tend to lime with co-workers, they tend to lime with the neighbors, they tend to lime with relatives or the family members, and surprisingly they don't only do it for security. Security is like the least reason to do it for. It's more for like two things. One is that they have a I watch your back, you watch my back mentality, and two, they think that my weakness might be your strength. Let me try to explain this. You might be in a party or in a fete. You know you can't hold your liquor. You know you're supposed to be drinking, but yet still, you're always by the bar looking for a drink. At the end of the day, the bar always wins. Getting drunk might not always be your fault. One thing you have to understand is that in any party or fete, the bar usually mixes your drinks. And what they tend to do, they tend to, at the start of a party, they tend to make your drinks stronger. But coming to the end, they ease up on the level of alcohol they put into your drinks, so just keep that in mind. You might have a bad reaction to the food that they serve in a fete also, because the food in this country is very spicy. And again too, you might sprain your ankle, you might probably get injured in a party, you might probably get into a fight. It's always good to have people there to take care of you in the event that something happen, something bad happen. Always good to have friends around who will look out for you. Because let's say you might like to drink alcohol but you can't hold the liquor. It's always good to have friends around that doesn't drink or that are a lot better at drinking than you. One thing you will notice very quickly in a party is that one minute the crowd is very calm, and depending on the artist that comes on stage or the song that's at the play, the crowd gets wild very quickly, like in a second. So if you're 300 pound pure muscle, you'll be okay, but if you're 60 pounds soaking wet, you know you might get trampled. So it's always good to have people there with you, people a lot bigger than you, to, you know, that just to be an anchor. And you have to understand too, ladies, is that fellas under the influence of alcohol, most of the time a lot of people drink and they would approach you. They wouldn't always be aggressive, they might be playful sometimes, but if you're in a big group of people, they mightn't even approach you. But if they do, it's always good to have people there to chase them off. Another thing too, you might be out and about and realize that you mightn't even notice that somebody's looking at you, marking you, and they're looking suspicious. So it's always good to have a friend there. You know, probably you mightn't see, but your friend might see, and they will say, hey, let's get out of here, or let's go. Step 2. Be smart when you're by yourself. Because of the hectic nature of the season, you will realize very quickly that your free time and your friend's free time might not always correspond. Maybe you might want to go to an event and your friends might still be tired from the previous fete. Maybe you might want to go shopping or sightseeing, or you might just want to leave the house and your friends just might be interested. So if you do find yourself up and about by yourself, it's okay. It's unavoidable sometimes, but just keep in mind, don't find yourself anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago on a poorly lit street in the middle of the night, you know, with your gold bar in one hand and your wedding band in the next hand. Criminals will look for an easy target. Do not make it easier for them. You will notice that some fests happen within walking distance from each other, so you might want to leave one fete to go to our next fete, But just be careful where you're walking through to go to that fete, because some streets might not be safe. So keep that in mind. Stay in well-lit, crowded places. It'll be safer for you. And always remember you're by yourself, so if anything happens, you are by yourself. The locals are very helpful, but people tend to ask the wrong people for help or advice on anything, so try to avoid asking your locals for any help. And remember to always have reliable transport. Most important, anywhere you're going, especially by yourself, always have reliable transport. Step 3. Have knowledge of your whereabouts at all times. Okay, so let's say you plan to go a fete or a party, or you're masquerading Monday or Tuesday. It's always wise, before you leave your house, go up on Google Maps, look exactly where you will be going, try to get a feel of the area, look at landmarks, look at how far the venue is that you will be staying at from the main road, look to see how far the venue is from a taxi stand. Just familiarize yourself with the area. Even if you're not sure where you'll be living as yet, you're just leaving your home, at least get an idea of the general vicinity in which you would, in the area in which you would be living at, because you never know what could happen. Plans go bad maybe you might have organized transport to pick you up from an event and they might cancel and you have to find your own way home. Maybe you might go to an event with friends and they might have to leave early, and it's up to you whether you want to go with them and enjoy the rest of your night. It happened to me before and I stayed and had to find my own way home. So just keep in mind, things like this do happen. And you might tell yourself, well, we have apps now, we have Waze, we have all kind of apps, we have Wi-Fi. But just imagine 2,000 or 3,000 people in an event at the same time, using a cell phone, texting, WhatsApping. Internet not always reliable, so don't depend on internet. Get knowledge before you leave home. It's a lot easier, but Trinidad is not a hard country to learn. And if you're not sure where you are or you need direction, you can always ask locals. They are very helpful, they will help you. And when you use the knowledge that they give you, or the info that they give you, combined with what you already learn off a Google map, it shouldn't be hard to find your way around. It's very simple. One thing too, always have knowledge of Port of Spain and the bad areas around Port of Spain. That's very important, because in the daytime it's relatively safe to go anywhere in Port of Spain, but in nighttime it's a whole different story. Another thing too, on Monday and Tuesday, you never know what could happen. Carnival Monday and Tuesday, you might be a masquerader, you might be part of a band, and for some reason you might lose your man, you might reach late and you can't find your band. So it's always good to know. So if you contact one of your friends at any band and they say, well, we buy this hotel, we buy on the avenue, we on this street, you have idea where it is. You wouldn't be too dependent on people, on the advice of locals for help. Nothing wrong with asking locals, they're very friendly and they will help you, but it's always good to know for yourself. Step 4. Don't drink excessively. This too is also very important, because I'm reminded of a time a couple of years ago. I was at a venue on the avenue and these people brought across this white girl to the venue and they said, we don't know who she is. We found on the road past her. We can't find any of her friends. We don't know who she's with. Could you please watch her for us? She was a masquerader, so you know the typical attire of a masquerader, panty and bra and some feathers, you know. So they came and they left her with us, and the manager said, okay, put her on the chair. And the girl was totally stone cold drunk. She woke up a couple of minutes later and started acting wild. She went to the bar for more drink. We told the bar not to give her any more drinks. She started acting angrily and aggressively towards them. After a while, she started dancing, whining, carrying on. And the girl was totally loony, crazy. Because most people know, when you're sober, you're completely different to when you're under the influence of alcohol. Some people get more sexual, some people get more aggressive, and people will take advantage of you. Because she in a panty and a bra. It was Carnival Monday. It wasn't even 12 o'clock yet in the morning. It wasn't even 12 o'clock yet in the morning and she drunk already. So imagine if she was out there the whole day by herself and they couldn't find any of her friends. She stayed there the whole day. I remember a time a couple of years ago, I met these two girls at a party and I ended up dropping them home. Wasn't nothing sexual or anything like that, but they were so drunk, one of the girls took off her clothes in my backseat of the car. And I told and her friend was in the front seat. I told her friend, look, your friend taking off her clothes. She was like, oh, just leave it now, please. Leave her, please. And a couple of minutes later, both of them stone cold passed out in the back of my car. If I was a bad person, that would have been the end of them. But you can't always rely on the generosity of strangers. You don't know people here. A lot of people kind and will take care of you, but a lot of people too will take advantage of you. I've seen many times girls get drunk and guys try to force them into vehicles. I saw many times when girls get drunk and guys try to force feed them alcohol. You've seen it over and over and over. With guys too, I see guys, I heard stories where guys passed out cool on the road, drunk, and they woke up and all the jewelry, cash, everything go on the cell phone. And I even heard stories too when guys got sodomized. They passed out in the road drunk and they woke up in hospital and they had to get stitches in the colon. People will do your things if you give them opportunity. They will take advantage of you, so just be careful. Line with locals if possible. The reason for this being is that locals tend to know the behavior and the bad habits of other locals in Trinidad, so will save you a lot of hassle. For example, seen many times when locals, they want that simple thing as a taxi, and just to go from point A to point B on the main road, it might cost them just probably $10 TT. And just because the taxi driver realizes that they don't know where they're going or they're not from here, they will charge them $400-500 just for a simple drop. And even locals could protest it. Some locals, even if you don't know where you're going, taxi drivers or people in general will take advantage of you. So for simple little things, will tell you how to pay to do this when you don't have to pay to do this. Is a lot of people main job these days is trying to get money out of your pocket as easily as possible, so don't let them. The world is full of greedy people. You cannot avoid them sometimes. It will have scammers out there, it will have scholars trying to take your money. At the end of the day, you will prevent most of the headache by liming with people from Trinidad because they are more familiar with how things goes on down here. So this concludes part 1 to this video. There are a couple more steps, but for the sake of time, I'll do a part 2 to this video, maybe even a part 3. So if there's anybody out there that would like me to elaborate on something I said, or you would like to add a point that I'm trying to make, just let me know and I'll mention it in part 2 to this video. Thanks for watching.